executive producer and creator of American Crime on ABC. Season 2, Episode 4 airs tonight, 10 Eastern on ABC, after the first season received 10 Primetime Emmy Award nominations. Good to see you back here on the show, John.
Absolutely appreciate it.
It's one of those rare instances, and I know you are an Academy Award-winning writer, one of those rare instances where a Hail Mary, successful Hail Mary, turns out to be the last play of somebody's season, and it's not the Super Bowl.
First of all, he gets 2 Hail Marys. As I understand it, nobody's ever completed 2 Hail Marys, no quarterback in the same season.
We believe those are tough for statisticians to figure it out. Yeah, but we believe that to be the case. Yes.
So everything else that's going on, we went through this horrible loss last year with Seattle, which was utter nonsense. This year, really good game.
Yeah.
In the waning seconds, puts it up there, but you still got to, convert. You still got to get that extra point. They do it, which is absolutely amazing. You have the coin toss of the ages, which does not toss.
Coin flop, I've heard. Coin flip, a coin slip, I've heard. We call it a coin slip.
The pancake. So it's already, you're starting to, you're starting to feel these moments of, is history repeating? And then this, Carson Palmer, good. I'm not trying to hate on anybody else. Larry Fitzgerald, just as a guy, you got to love him.
Yeah.
This pass, this catch, this run. And then down at the 3-yard line, you think, okay, we got it. And that flip and in, it was heartbreaking every step of the way to go from what is a phenomenally great play to a play that potentially tops it, to a play that again, it's bafflement. It's baffle ball at this point.
Yeah, and it's the third straight year, not to continue to take a 40 ounce of salt and pour it out into your wound, but the third straight year where Aaron Rodgers either tied the game, or he didn't either. He tied the game and then didn't see the ball again.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, because it's what happened with Seattle last year, and then the year before that against San Francisco, he ties the game, and San Francisco kept the ball all the way to the end and kicked a field goal to win it. Would you change the overtime rules, though, John? Would you rewrite the overtime rules?
I would, if I understand correctly. I think in Canada, right, you just keep playing them out, right?
Keep playing it out.
You keep playing it out. To me, and this goes back to the Brett Favre era when they were playing the Saints. And he got the interception, they kicked it, and also I think...
that was when he was with the Vikings.
That was when he was with the Vikings, and there was one where I took my father and my son. My father's John Ridley III, I'm the 4th, my son is the 5th.
Wow. Last
time Brett Favre played as a Packer, probably 35 below.
So you were at that Giants NFC Championship game.
I believe that was overtime.
It was.
That was a kick. Get rid of it. Play it till it's done. This is not... playoffs where basketball you play best of 5 or whatever.
A full 5th quarter, you mean?
Play
Is that what you mean?
Yes, play it.
Full 5th quarter.
5th quarter, tied, keep playing. Tied, keep playing. Keep going.
Okay.
To carry these men out on their shields.
I like it. John Ridley, creator and executive producer of American Crime here on The Rich Eisen Show. Which storyline for Super Bowl 50 suits you? Which one that you'd want to write yourself, essentially?
I would want to write the entire Super Bowl. I think it's great for fans. I think it's great for the sport. I think it's great for viewers. My team is out. There's that, everybody loves the Super Bowl. It's a great game. But there's, there can be that letdown to have Peyton Manning, perhaps last time we'll ever see him play, the older guy, and he's still young by normal standards.
Yes.
But, I can relate to that. You got one more shot. You can go out on top. You can do it. Everybody said you couldn't. Nice leave with Indianapolis, not a painful one, but still basically, hey, you're no arm, over the hill, fought his way back, had to sit out for a bunch of games. The guy who came in, we're going to keep it warm for you. When it's time to go, come back, fights it, does it, beats the Pats in the Super Bowl. That's terrific. Cam Newton on the other side. Everything that you've said about a young guy, starts with maybe a little bit of a cloud over him, how he left school, matured in the right way as a person, apparently, certainly as a player. It's new, it's fresh. One way or another, either the torch is going to be passed from old to young, or people get to say, he's still got it. This guy gets to decide when and where he gets to go, that guy being Peyton Manning I'm talking about.
Yes, right.
We don't all get to do that in life. So to me, this is, as a writer, you almost want to leave on that, and you see commercials like that where you get the two great players from two different teams, and whoever's writing the copy on the commercial doesn't want to offend either one of these great players and just have that moment where, the ball is in the air and you're not sure what's going to happen. It's going to be an interception. They're going to stop them. That's almost where you want to end that story with it could go either way, and it's going to be great. So I'm excited just as narrative, as these two gentlemen, what they represent, and quite frankly, their teams. How one team could stay in the game without their star player,
yes,
and another team really built a team around a terrific player. Bringing in guys like Jared Allen, which is too bad. Sad he can't play.
Let's hope he right now, he's probably can't if the game was today, but maybe.
I would hope he could get out on the field.
And Thomas Davis, who's a Walter Payton Man of the Year award winner at 3 ACL injuries, and for him to come back from all of them and now having his arm broken, he says he's going to play in the Super Bowl. I have John Ridley here, the creator and executive producer of American Crime on ABC. What did you make of the conversation I was having with my callers with Cam Newton? And the possibility of race being involved with his likability factor at the position.
Unfortunately, and I certainly don't mean for everybody, but race is, we can't pretend it's not a factor. But I think it's race, I think it's youth, I think it's also what you're saying about, you mentioned some people saying, well, what has this guy done? Why do you get to do that when you haven't won anything yet? Well, now he's on the road, and now he's on his way. I appreciate how Cam Newton, in my opinion, and I may have missed a few things, he really seemed to concentrate on playing football. I didn't see his face on every single commercial selling every single thing. I know he's got a yogurt commercial out there.
Yeah, he does. There's more of them, I guess, to come. Yogurt.
But here's the thing: there's more to come, and it wasn't front-loading with a line. I'm not going to mention any person, but you all, you can think of the guys. You see 1,000 commercials, like it's your first season. He seemed to play. I didn't see his name in the tabloids or Page Six or TMZ every other week.
It was any week, quite frankly.
Yes, you make a very good point. Any week. So to me, here's a guy who said, okay, you may not like me coming in, but I'm going to win. I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to do this.
The Superman.
And after a while, you go, okay, you get it. I mean, I felt the same way I think when LeBron James started, it's like, well, he's 17 years old and all this stuff. At this point, you can't really hate on LeBron. He's done it. He's won. He's proved himself every step of the way. But I do think, and I think we are certainly at a point now, we're used to seeing people of color as quarterbacks. But there is a level of still, okay, just mind yourself. Don't be ostentatious. Just play the game. I don't need that in my face. Whereas Cam was just unabashed in his joy of playing and how he responds to winning or scoring a touchdown or this or that. And there were people, it's sort of, and I got to be honest with you, there's just, in my opinion, there's still folks who are like, okay, I get why you're in the room, but just don't make a big deal out of being in the room. And for some people, it's still a little bit difficult. And I do think part of it is generational. I will say for me personally, I've always appreciated, and my kids play sports, I tell them, be like Barry Sanders, act like you've been there before. Whether it's sports, whether it's life, just act like...
That's your style.
My style is act like you've been there before. But I do think that, and I will say for me personally, going to some spaces where, look, there's conversations in Hollywood about representation that people appreciate, some ways in good ways, some ways in a more tolerant way, where I come in a room and I'm like, hey, I'm here, I belong here, but I'm not making a big deal out of it. That's easier to digest. And I'm not saying everybody should be that way, and I do believe in my heart it's unfortunate, but certainly in sports it's about exuberance. If you can't be exuberant on the field, where can you be? Because certainly in the rest of life, hey, I just closed the deal,
Sure.
You don't want to see that. But in sports, man, you run through, 11 other guys, score a touchdown, big, strong young men. There's a lot of energy and emotion on that field. I want to see it as a fan.
Well, before I let you go, you have chosen sports for season 2 as for American Crime. It's a very mature audience subject of what's going on this high school basketball team. Why did you choose sports?
For a good number of reasons. Certainly talking about fidelity and appropriateness, but part of it, much of it is more than just about these kids. It really is about the spaces that we as adults create. And part of it's sports, part of it is education. It deals with public school education and private school education. And as a parent myself, I got 2 young kids. There's so many things I want to tell my kids constantly. Tell them about life, tell them about views, tell them about perspectives, tell them about things that I learned from my father, things that I hope that they learn. And a lot of times I forget, it's not about the telling, it's about the showing and about how we represent ourselves. So certainly we see things every day about sports and young people or just young people in general. And you had a caller earlier who said, if that were my kid, I would have done this and that. And look, as a parent, I get that. I feel that same way. But what are we doing in the in-between space when it's not just about punishing or sitting our kids down because of what they've done? What are we doing in that in-between space? When we wake up in the morning, how we represent ourselves. Can't tell you how many times my kids, why do I got to eat broccoli? I never see you eat broccoli. I'm just like, oh, okay, Why are you doing that?
Because it's my prerogative as an adult, right?
Because I'm doing it. So part of it is certainly sports, but a lot of it about young people, about those generational divides, and that clip that you showed earlier about Regina saying, hey, race is this way or that way. And young people go, no, it's not. No, it's not. There is that in-between of how we progress, and that's what I really wanted to get into. Families this season. So much about families.
Season 2, that's already on the air. Episode 4 tonight, Wednesday, January 27th, 10 Eastern on ABC, after a 10 Emmy Award-nominated first season. Please come back, John. I love the conversations.
Not around playoff time. I will not be back, sir. Not around playoff time. Any other time.
Let's front load it. Let's front load it. Congrats again on the success of season 2 already.
Thank you.
John Ridley here. Go watch American Crime, ABC 10 Eastern time.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.